Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we were going to talk about something that deeply affects our relationships, the relentless pursuit of approval. How many times have you found yourself anxiously waiting for a text response or excessively worrying about what others think of you? This search for validation may seem natural, but it creates an emotional dependency that undermines your freedom and inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that our happiness should not depend on the judgment of others. Instead, we must seek approval within ourselves. In this video, we'll explore how to stop seeking approval in relationships and start living with more authenticity and emotional freedom. If you want to learn how to gain more confidence and tranquility in your relationships, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. This video will help you find emotional freedom starting today. Shall we begin? The need for approval is a natural human trait. From an early age, we learn that recognition from others brings comfort and security. However, when this pursuit becomes excessive, it starts to control our emotions and decisions. Stoicism reminds us that many of the things that disturb us are external to us, including the opinions of others. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to us that disturbs us, but our interpretation of those events." This means that the weight of others' approval is something we choose to carry, even if unconsciously. But why do we seek external validation so much? Often it's because we associate our self-worth with what others think of us. When we receive praise or approval, we feel sufficient. On the other hand, a lack of recognition can generate doubts about our own value. This emotional cycle is exhausting and harmful. Moreover, the pursuit of approval places us in a position of vulnerability, where we allow others to control our emotions and behaviors. Now that we understand the impact of seeking approval, we need to explore the challenges of overcoming it. One of the biggest obstacles is the fear of rejection. Often we fear being abandoned or criticized if we don't act according to others' expectations. This fear keeps us trapped in a cycle of emotional dependency. Another challenge is social pressure. We live in a society that values external recognition, likes on social media, praise at work, family approval. This culture of external validation reinforces the idea that we are less valuable without others' endorsement. This can be especially difficult in intimate relationships, where the desire to be loved and accepted is natural. However, when this desire turns into a need, it compromises the health of the relationship. So, how can we stop seeking approval in relationships? First, practice self-awareness. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I acting out of my own will or to please others? This simple reflection can help you identify behaviors motivated by the need for validation. Second, develop a deeper connection with yourself. Take time to understand your own values, desires, and boundaries. When you know who you truly are and what you want, you become less susceptible to others' opinions. Third, set clear boundaries. Say no when something doesn't align with your values or needs. Boundaries are not selfish. They are acts of self-compassion. Finally, practice gratitude for who you are. Recognize your qualities, achievements, and efforts. When you value yourself, you reduce the need for external approval. We've reached the crucial point. Emotional freedom starts here. When we stop seeking approval in relationships, we take control of our emotions and decisions. Stoicism teaches us that what others think of us is beyond our control. Therefore, spending energy trying to influence their opinions is futile. Instead, focus on what you can control, your actions, thoughts, and intentions. By adopting this mindset, you not only strengthen your self-esteem, but also improve the quality of your relationships. Genuine people are attracted to authenticity. When you stop acting to please others and start being true to yourself, you create deeper and more meaningful connections. When we start applying these principles, the results are transformative. First, you'll experience a sense of lightness. By stopping the constant search for approval, you free up emotional space to focus on what really matters, your personal growth and well-being. The people around you will also notice your change. When you act with authenticity, you inspire others to do the same. Additionally, your self-esteem improves significantly. By valuing yourself, You reduce emotional dependency and increase your confidence. Finally, this practice strengthens your discernment. You begin to attract people who share your values and respect your individuality. As we progress on this journey, we realize that stopping the search for approval in relationships is not just about self-care, but also about personal growth. Every time we say no to the need for external validation, we're saying yes to ourselves. This stance of self-compassion helps us cultivate more authentic and meaningful relationships. Another important aspect is gratitude. When we value who we truly are, we create a virtuous cycle of self-recognition. This strengthens our self-esteem and fosters an environment of trust and vulnerability. Ultimately, this practice teaches us to be more selective. Fewer superficial connections, more deep relationships. Choosing your company wisely is one of the most important decisions you can make for your happiness. Furthermore, it is important to remember that emotional freedom is not a permanent state, but rather an ongoing practice. We all have moments of doubt or insecurity, and that's human. Stoicism teaches us to observe these emotions without fully identifying with them. By recognizing that feelings of inadequacy are fleeting, we can address them more consciously and balancedly. This allows us to maintain our authenticity, even in challenging situations. Another relevant point is that the pursuit of approval often distances us from our true goals. When we live to impress others, we end up neglecting our own dreams and aspirations. Healthy relationships, on the other hand, encourage us to grow and pursue our personal goals. By stopping the search for external validation, you give yourself permission to live according to your own values and priorities, creating a life more aligned with your essence. Remember also that authenticity generates more genuine connections. When you present yourself as you truly are, without masks or false expectations, you attract people who appreciate your true nature. This creates an environment of reciprocity and mutual respect, where both can express themselves freely. Relationships based on authenticity are more resilient and capable of facing challenges, as they are grounded in trust and acceptance. Finally, it is worth noting that emotional freedom benefits not only relationships, but also your mental health and overall well-being. When you stop seeking external approval, you reduce the stress and anxiety associated with the constant need for validation. This allows you to live more in the present and connected to the current moment, enjoying experiences without the weight of external judgments. Emotional freedom is, above all, a path to a fuller and more meaningful life. We've reached the end of this video, but I hope you've realized how powerful emotional freedom is in transforming your relationships. When we stop seeking external approval, we take control of our emotions and decisions. Healthy relationships start with conscious choices, and Stoicism offers powerful tools to guide those decisions. If this video brought clarity to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Also, share this video with someone who needs these lessons today. Together, we can build healthier relationships and live with more inner peace. Oh, and if you want to dive deeper into Stoicism, I recommend the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It is a perfect introduction to Stoic philosophy and will help you apply these principles in everyday life.